Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we've got something super special for you. We're diving into 20 minutes of life-saving, utterly random, and completely ridiculous facts that you won't believe. Get ready to have your minds blown, because we're about to embark on a journey of knowledge, from the depths of the ocean to the vast expanse of space. We're talking about stuff you've never even thought to ask, but once you hear it, you'll be telling everyone you know. So buckle up, smash that like button for good luck, and let's get started with some seriously wild facts. You never know, some of these might just save your life one day. Let's do it. All right, first up we've got a fact that could actually save your life. We're talking about CPR, cardiopulmonary resuscitation. You might have heard of it, but trust me, knowing how to do it properly is crucial. It's like having a superpower, the power to bring someone back from the brink. Stay tuned because we're about to break down why knowing CPR is so important. Alright guys, imagine this. Someone collapses, they're not breathing and their heart has stopped. It's a terrifying situation, but it happens more often than you think. Scary, right? But here's where you come in as the hero. You have the power to make a difference. Knowing CPR gives you the power to jump into action and potentially save their life. It's an incredible feeling to know you can help. CPR helps pump blood and oxygen to the brain and other vital organs, giving that person a fighting chance until the paramedics arrive. Every second counts in these situations. We're talking about a skill that can be the difference between life and death, people. It's that crucial. And the best part? Learning CPR is easier than you think. It's accessible to everyone. You can take a class in your community, often for free or at a low cost, or even find some helpful tutorials online. There are plenty of resources available. Trust me, it's way easier than it sounds, and it's a skill that stays with you for life. You'll never regret learning it. You never know when you might need to use it. Emergencies can happen anytime, anywhere. It could be a family member, a friend, someone you care about deeply, or even a complete stranger. Your actions can save a life. Being CPR certified means you're prepared for anything. It's a badge of honor. So what are you waiting for? Go out there and become a life-saving superhero. The world needs more heroes like you. All right, guys, let's talk about honey. This golden nectar isn't just delicious, it's practically immortal. You heard that right. Honey never spoils. We're talking ancient Egyptian tombs with pots of honey still good to eat. How crazy is that? Scientists have discovered perfectly edible honey from thousands of years ago. The secret? Honey has a low water content and a high sugar content, making it a hostile environment for bacteria and microorganisms to grow. It's like a fortress of sweetness that time can't touch. This means that honey basically has an infinite shelf life. You can keep it in your pantry for years and it'll still be as good as the day it was bottled. It's like having a taste of history in every drop. So next time you're craving something sweet, grab a spoonful of honey and savor the flavor of forever. But hold on, we're just getting started. All right guys, buckle up because this next fact is about to blow your mind. We all know octopuses are amazing creatures. I mean, they can change color, squirt ink, and squeeze through tiny spaces. But did you know that these underwater ninjas have not one, not two, but 3 hearts? I'm serious. 2 of their hearts pump blood through their gills, which is how they breathe underwater. The 3rd heart pumps blood to the rest of their body. Imagine needing 3 hearts just to keep up with all that awesomeness. I'm thinking we need to do a challenge involving octopuses. Maybe we fill a tank with 3,000 bouncy balls and hide a $100 bill under each one. First person to find 10 bills using only their mouths like an octopus wins $10,000. Let me know in the comments if you'd watch that. Okay, get ready for this one because it's a real head scratcher. What do you think is technically a berry, a banana or a strawberry? If you said banana, you're absolutely right. I know, right? It seems crazy. But scientifically speaking, bananas have a soft outer layer and a fleshy middle with seeds, which makes them berries. Strawberries, on the other hand, have their seeds on the outside, so they're not technically berries at all. That just blows my mind. It's like saying a pineapple is a type of grass or something. Speaking of bananas, what if we did a challenge where we filled a swimming pool with banana peels and had to find a golden banana hidden somewhere in there? First one to find it wins a year's supply of bananas, or maybe something cooler than bananas. Because let's be real, a year's worth of bananas is a lot to handle. Alright guys, we're talking about poop now. But not just any poop, we're talking about wombat poop. Why is wombat poop so special? Because it's cube-shaped. You heard me right, cubes. Can you imagine pooping out perfectly formed cubes? That's like having a superpower. Scientists believe their intestines are specially designed to create these cubic poops, which they use to mark their territory. I wonder if they stack their poop like Legos. Now that would be a sight to see. Okay, new challenge idea. We build a giant castle out of something. I don't know, pudding or something. Then we have to defend it from a team of wombats armed with nothing but their cube-shaped poop. The last team standing with their pudding castle intact wins a year's supply of toilet paper. I don't know, something relevant. Alright guys, we're talking fingerprints. You know, those unique swirls and ridges on your fingertips? Turns out we humans aren't the only ones with fingerprint superpowers. Get this, koalas, those adorable eucalyptus-munching fluffballs, have fingerprints almost identical to ours. I'm talking so close that even some fingerprint experts would have a tough time telling them apart. Imagine trying to solve a crime scene with koala prints all over the place. Talk about a head-scratcher. It makes you wonder, what are the chances? Scientists believe it's all about grip. See, koalas spend a lot of time hanging onto trees, just like our primate ancestors did. So those detailed fingerprints probably evolved to give them a super strong grip. Next time you see a koala, show some respect for those amazing fingerprints. They might just be the world's best-kept secret agents, blending right in with their human-like prints. Okay, everyone knows the saying, lightning never strikes twice. But guess what? That's totally bogus. We've been lied to. Truth is, lightning can absolutely strike the same place twice. In fact, it happens more often than you might think. Especially if you're talking about tall, pointy things like skyscrapers and trees. Lightning loves those. Why? It's all about electricity, baby. Lightning is just a massive jolt of electricity looking for the easiest path to the ground. And once a spot's been hit, it kind of leaves a trail, making it even easier for lightning to find its way back there again. So, next time there's a thunderstorm, don't be fooled by that old saying. Find yourself some decent shelter, indoors is best, and stay safe out there. Alright, let's dive into some seriously ancient history here, folks. We're talking about sharks, those apex predators of the ocean. They've been around for ages, and I mean ages. Get this, sharks have been roaming the oceans for over 400 million years. To put that into perspective, trees, those things we love to climb and build tree houses in, those didn't even show up until around 370 million years ago. That means sharks were cruising the open waters long before a single tree sprouted on land. We're talking about a creature that survived multiple mass extinctions, ice ages, and who knows what else the universe threw at them. They've seen dinosaurs come and go. They're like the ultimate survivors. So, next time you see a shark, whether it's in a documentary or, hopefully not, swimming towards you in the ocean, remember, you're looking at a creature that's older than time itself. Well, not really, but you get the idea. Respect! Alright guys, get ready to have your minds blown because this next fact is straight up astronomical. We all know space is big, right? Like really, really big. But you know what's even bigger? The number of stars up there. Think billions and billions of stars. We're not talking about a handful, we're not talking about a million. We're talking about more stars than there are grains of sand on every single beach on Earth. Yeah, you heard me right. Every single beach. Imagine trying to count all those grains of sand. Now imagine trying to count all those stars. It's practically impossible. It's just mind-boggling how vast the universe truly is. So next time you're looking up at the night sky, just remember, you're looking at a tiny fraction of an unimaginable number of stars. That's just crazy to me. Space is the ultimate mystery box, and we're just starting to open it up. Who knows what else is out there waiting to be discovered? Alright guys, let's talk flamingos. You know, those super tall, pink birds that always hang out on one leg? They're pretty iconic, right? But what if I told you that flamingos aren't actually pink? It's true. Baby flamingos are actually born with grey feathers. So how do they get that signature pink color? It's all thanks to their diet. Flamingos eat a ton of shrimp, algae, and crustaceans, which contain a natural pink pigment called carotenoid. As they eat more and more of these shrimpy snacks, the carotenoids gradually turn their feathers pink. It's like a natural food dye. So a flamingo's pinkness is basically a delicious tan. The more shrimp they eat, the pinker they get. Isn't that wild? Nature is full of surprises. All right, let's waddle on over to our next unbelievable fact. Okay, this next one is a real head-scratcher. We're talking about peanuts. They're salty, they're crunchy, they're the perfect snack, right? But get this, peanuts aren't actually nuts. I know, right? Mind blown. So if peanuts aren't nuts, what are they? They're legumes. That means they're more closely related to beans and lentils than they are to almonds or cashews. Crazy, right? It all comes down to how they grow. Peanuts actually grow underground in pods, while true nuts grow on trees. Who knew something so small could be so confusing? But hey, peanut, legume, whatever you want to call it, it's still delicious. And that's all that really matters, right? All right, on to the next awesome fact. All right, guys, we all know sloths are slow, like really slow. But did you know these chilled out creatures can hold their breath way longer than dolphins? Like seriously, dolphins, they can hold their breath for like 10, maybe 15 minutes max. But sloths, these guys can stay underwater for up to 40 minutes. That's longer than a whole episode of some of your favorite shows. Ever wondered why apples bob around in water? I'm about to blow your mind. Apples are basically tiny life rafts because they're 25% air. That's like having a quarter of an apple completely empty inside. It's science, guys. All those tiny air pockets trapped inside the apple make it less dense than water, so it floats. Next time you're bobbing for apples, remember, you're not just grabbing fruit, you're grabbing science. We're talking about the Eiffel Tower, that iconic metal giant in Paris. Get this, it actually grows taller in the summer. I'm not messing with you. See, metal expands when it heats up, right? So during those hot summer months, the iron structure of the Eiffel Tower can actually grow up to 15 centimeters taller. That's like adding another 6 inches to a basketball player. Crazy, right? The Eiffel Tower is basically a giant thermometer. All right, guys, picture this. You're chilling on a surfboard, catching some rays when you see 2 furry little blobs floating in the distance. You paddle closer, and bam, it's 2 sea otters holding hands. I know, it sounds like something straight out of a Disney movie, but trust me, it's real. These adorable little guys hold hands while they sleep so they don't drift apart. Can you imagine waking up in the middle of the ocean all alone? They're basically the ultimate BFFs, always there for each other, even in their sleep. Man, I wish I had a friend that dedicated. Imagine, we could float down a lazy river, holding hands, snacking on some pizza. Okay, maybe not the lazy river. I'd probably try to race you and end up flipping us over. But the hand-holding, definitely down for that. All right, moving on to the next mind-blowing fact. All right, guys, we all know the heart is a pretty important organ, right? It keeps us going, pumping that sweet, sweet blood through our veins 24/7. But did you know your heart's basically a superhero with hidden powers? Get this, the human heart generates enough pressure to squirt blood 30 feet. That's right, 30 feet. That's like taller than a giraffe. Can you imagine the kind of water fight you could win with that kind of power? We could fill up some super soakers with red Gatorade, hook them up to some industrial pumps, and have an epic battle royale. Imagine dodging geysers of Gatorade 30 feet high. It would be absolute chaos. Okay, maybe not the best idea, things could get messy and sticky. But seriously, the human body is amazing. Let's move on to another freaky fact that'll blow your mind. Alright, you know how we use our tongues to taste? Sweet, sour, spicy, all that good stuff. Well, butterflies, those beautiful fluttering wonders of nature, they do things a little differently. Get this, butterflies taste with their feet. Yeah, you heard me right, their feet. They land on a flower, and boom, they can instantly tell if it's got the good nectar or not. It's like having a built-in taste-testing superpower. Can you imagine walking through a field, stepping on a pizza, and knowing exactly what toppings are on it? Or tasting a delicious smoothie just by dipping your toe in? Okay, maybe that's a little weird, but you got to admit, tasting with your feet is pretty wild. And you thought humans were the only ones with cool abilities. Stick around, we've got more mind-blowing facts coming your way. Alright guys, buckle up because this next fact is straight out of space camp. You know the moon, right? Our trusty celestial neighbor that lights up the night sky? Yeah, well, it's packing its bags and hitting the cosmic road. I'm serious. This isn't some crazy conspiracy theory. Scientists have confirmed that the moon is slowly drifting away from Earth. Okay, maybe drifting is an understatement. It's more like a super slow motion escape. Every year the moon puts about 1.5 inches between us. I know what you're thinking. 1.5 inches. That's like the length of a gummy worm. Big whoop. And you're right, it's not much in a year. But over millions of years, that adds up. Eventually the moon's going to be so far out there that it'll look like a tiny, shiny dot in the sky. Talk about a long-distance relationship. So, appreciate our lunar buddy while it's still close, you know? It's the little things in life, am I right? Alright guys, buckle up, because this next fact is seriously mind-blowing. We're talking about immortality, you know, living forever. It sounds crazy, but it turns out there's a creature on Earth that can actually pull it off. The immortal jellyfish. I know, it sounds like something straight out of a sci-fi movie. But trust me, this is the real deal. These tiny little jellyfish, and I mean tiny, like the size of your pinky nail, have figured out a way to cheat death. Basically, when they get old or injured, instead of kicking the bucket, they revert back to their polyp stage. Think of it like a caterpillar turning back into a chrysalis before becoming a butterfly, except these jellyfish can do it over and over again. They just hit the reset button and start their life cycle all over. Scientists are still trying to wrap their heads around how they do it, but it's probably got something to do with some crazy cell regeneration. Imagine if we could do that. No more wrinkles, no more aches and pains, just endless youth. We could be eating pizza and filming crazy challenges forever. Alright, maybe not forever, but you get the point. The immortal jellyfish is living proof that some pretty unbelievable things exist in nature. So next time you think about the mysteries of the ocean, remember this tiny creature. It's not just about the vastness of the sea, but the incredible life forms within it. Who knows what other secrets are waiting to be discovered? The ocean is full of wonders, and the immortal jellyfish is just one of its many marvels. Okay, get this. You're walking, talking, breathing soap. Sounds bizarre, right? Well, not exactly, but kind of. Let me explain. This next fact is a little strange, but trust me, it's 100% true. You might want to sit down for this one. The human body contains enough fat to make 7 bars of soap. Yes, you heard that correctly. Yeah, you heard that right. 7. That's a whole week's worth of soap for some people. I mean, I knew we had some fat in us, but enough to make a whole week's worth of soap. That's wild. Imagine turning your body fat into something useful like soap. Now, before you go thinking about starting your own soap-making business using, yourself, let's get real for a moment. Let's just say it's not as simple as it sounds. There's a lot more to it than just having the fat. It takes a specific chemical process called saponification to turn fat into soap. This isn't something you can just whip up in your kitchen. Don't worry, I'm not going to bore you with the science, but it's pretty fascinating if you're into chemistry. But just know that it involves mixing fats or oils with a strong alkali like lye. It's a delicate process. So while you technically could make soap from human fat, it's definitely not something you should try at home. Seriously, don't. It's definitely not something you should try at home. Leave it to the professionals. But hey, it's still a pretty crazy fact to think about, right? It's one of those things that makes you go, wow. Next time you're washing your hands, just remember, there's a little bit of soap-making potential inside all of us. It's a fun fact to share with friends. And that's a wrap on some of the most mind-blowing, unbelievable, and downright hilarious facts out there. We've learned about immortal jellyfish, soap-making humans, wombat squares, and so much more. Who knew the world was filled with so much weirdness? If you enjoyed this wild ride through the wacky side of knowledge, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for more awesome content. And don't forget to hit that notification bell so you never miss a beat. We're always on the hunt for the craziest, most interesting facts out there. So if you have any suggestions, drop them in the comments below. Until next time, stay curious, stay awesome, and keep exploring the amazing world around us. Peace out.